Juan Gotti, talking sports.
Before we get into today's video, I have a huge announcement that I will be promoting for the next 2 weeks, and I will be making an individual video just on this topic alone. In 2 weeks, when the Washington Commanders face the Dallas Cowboys, I will be hosting a watch party at Martini's Bar and Lounge in Fort Washington, Maryland. So please come out and watch the game with your boy, have a good time, pull up, and whether you're a Cowboys fan or a Washington fan, it doesn't matter. We're here to have a good time. Again, Martini's Bar and Lounge in Fort Washington, Maryland. Juan Gotti, talking sports. I will be in the building hosting the Washington Commanders versus Dallas Cowboys watch party. Again, tell everyone about it. Martini's Bar and Lounge, 725 Caddy Drive. The flyer will be on the screen, and I'll be promoting this for 2 weeks. So I would love to see some of you guys come out there and meet me, have a good time with me, watch the game with me, have some good food. Again, Cowboys or Washington fans are welcome. Again, and if you don't want to come yourself, but you know somebody else that's want to come, spread the word that Juan Gotti is having a watch party live at Martini's Bar and Lounge. Again, week 4, October 2nd. Come, the event starts at about 12. It's free, obviously. Everyone is welcome. So just come in there with your Washington gear on or your Cowboys gear on, man, and let's have a good time. Again, Caddy Drive for Washington, Maryland, Martini's Bar and Lounge, Juan Gotti hosting watch party, Cowboys Commanders. Hope to see you guys there. Now let's get straight into today's video. So you probably like, hey Juan, why do you have a picture of Micah Parsons on your screen? I'm gonna let you know that, but before we do, make sure you guys like this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when new content is posted to the channel. The reason why I got Micah Parsons on my screen is because of what I'm about to say. So, as we know, this whole week, even last week, the coaching staff has been highly critical of one Jamin Davis. I mean, yesterday we talked about how he called Jack Del Rio called Jamin Davis out earlier this week, said he needs to play better. And then even in the post game, Ron Rivera said he didn't play good, which I kind of disagree with. So then yesterday, day before yesterday, I made a video on Jamin Davis calling out Jack Del Rio and the coaching staff. He didn't do it directly, but we're not dumb. We're people that have brains. We're actually smart, so we put 2 and 2 together. That he made an Instagram post and he was basically calling shots, at throwing shots at Jack Del Rio and the coaching staff. I mean, it is what it is. It's obvious, you know what I'm saying? But then he later deleted the post. And I started to think, like, okay, Jamin Davis definitely does need to play better. Has he been good? No, he hasn't. But are the coaches putting him in the best position to even be good? And I'm gonna say no. They're expecting a lot out of this kid. This is a 23-year-old second-year linebacker. This is a guy that you drafted at 19 solely based off of what he can do potential-wise, not for what he can provide you with now. We knew drafting this guy, he was going to be a project. This is a guy that was at Kentucky that was not going to be a starter until his injury until his teammate had an injury, so he had to be thrusted into that starting role. This is a guy that was projected to go 3rd or 4th round, but he went first because he had the crazy combine stats. So we drafted this guy because of what we thought he can eventually turn into to 3-4 years from now. But it just seems like this coaching staff is not developing him the right way. You know what I'm saying? So you got Jack Del Rio calling him out saying he needs to play better. Then you got Ron Rivera basically bashing him after the game. It kind of feels like they're using him as a scapegoat, right? I just don't think this coaching staff is not putting him in the right position to play. Like, stop trying to force him to play something that he's not. Stop trying to talk about what he can't do, and stop trying to put him in positions to do something that he obviously can't. Put him in the position to do what he can do. And what is that he can do that it does not take rocket science to figure out? He is a good pass rusher. He is a good guy that go blitz and get after the quarterback. So what's another guy in our division that does that same exact thing? What's a guy that got drafted to be a stand-up linebacker but rarely even is in that position now because they see how dominant he is as a pass rusher? Maybe it's the guy to my left, Micah Parsons for the Dallas Cowboys. I hate the Dallas Cowboys. We hate the Dallas Cowboys, but as an NFL fan, you have to admit, Micah Parsons is a dog. He is a dog. And I'm not saying Jamin Davis is any close to Micah Parsons, but I'm saying what the Washington Commanders need to do is use Jamin Davis how Dallas uses Micah Parsons, and that comes in where the coaching matters. We don't have a Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is way better than Jack Del Rio. Dan Quinn, they clearly drafted him to be a linebacker, but they saw on tape at Penn State that when they lined him up as an edge rusher, the dude was a whole different kind of beast. And you seen that last year up close and personal. This guy wrecked us, especially that first game. He is a dog. He is an animal. Jamin Davis can do that same exact thing. I personally think Jamin Davis is more athletically gifted than one Micah Parsons. This is a guy that ran a 4.3 40 as a linebacker. So yes, Jamin Davis is not playing well. I definitely agree with that. He played better in week 2 than he did in week 1. So I don't understand why Ron Rivera called him out, because even on that play that they're trying to blame him for, I believe it was the 3rd and 15 play, he was on the right play. He had to blitz, and he did that. He got a sack, and he got a sack in week 1. He's playing better. But I don't think this coaching staff is putting him in the position to be good. I really don't. They need to use his strengths. His strengths is to be an edge rusher, be a linebacker that's going to get the quarterback, man. And especially with the depth that we don't have at the DN position right now, why don't you test them out right there? There's no Chase Young, okay? After Chase Young, James Smith-Williams is okay, but it's not nothing that moves the needle, really. F.A. Obata is okay, but try Jamin Davis right there. Try a guy that runs a 4.3 40. See if he could bend the corner and get around these left-right tackles, man. Move him around. Use him as a chess piece. That's what Dan Quinn does, man. And shout out to Dan Quinn. I hate to give Cowboys anything credit, but you got to call it what it is, man. He uses this guy as a chess piece. One play, Micah Parsons is lined up over the left tackle. The next play, Micah Parsons is lined up over the right tackle. One play, he's standing up as a middle linebacker, covering. Micah Parsons is in the slot covering a tight end. Micah Parsons is bluffing at sometimes. They use this guy in so many creative ways that I'm just watching, and I'm like, we can do that with Jamin Davis, man. But no, they want to just keep using him as a stand-up linebacker. They're expecting too much out of this guy. And then I feel like they're giving up on him too early. They're talking about it's getting late early for Jamin Davis. Bro, you drafted this guy knowing he was going to be a project. If that was the case, why draft Jamin Davis in the first round when Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah was there? You probably could have drafted Zaven Collins. I believe the Cardinals ended up taking him, but still, you could have drafted anybody else. But you drafted this guy because of what he can grow into. You knew he was raw drafting him. You knew he was. So why are you expecting so much out of a guy that you know is going to take time to build up to? If you don't even believe in the guy to be out there on 3rd and short to help in the run support, why draft him at 19? Why? You completely missed on the 19th overall pick if you don't believe in your 19th overall pick going out there to play defense on a 3rd and 2. Come on, man. It's not rocket science. Stop trying to make a guy fit into your scheme and make and play to what his strong suit is. He's a guy that can go get the quarterback. Let him work out with the DNs, man. Let him work out with Ryan Kerrigan, man. Maybe he's supposed to be a DN, really, and not no linebacker. Maybe that's what he's supposed to be. I think it's the scheme, man. I really do, because I forgot who left that comment, but shout out to you, man. They said it. They said Jack Del Rio has never had a good quarterback, a linebacker. Khalil Mack was the only good linebacker, but think about it. Khalil Mack was there, I believe, before Jack Del Rio even became the head coach of the Raiders. And that didn't last long because he ended up getting shipped off to Chicago. So I definitely think the scheme has something to do with it. I do think Jamin Davis has to play better, but I think this coaching staff needs to do a better job of putting them in the right positions to be successful. And that starts with Ron Rivera, Jack Del Rio, all the way down to Sam Russ or Steve Russ. We need all of these guys to be hands on deck and just play better as a unit. You know what I'm saying? And I think it has to be Jack Del Rio at this point, man. It has to be. You know what I'm saying? Again, the player's job is to go out there and play, and it's Jack Del Rio's job to put them in position to play. But you cannot expect the players to play successful if you're not putting them in the right position. It'll be one thing is if Jack Del Rio was just calling a hell of a play, and he did at times. I'm not gonna sit here and act like he didn't. He did call some good plays at times that we just weren't executing. But there's a difference if it's constantly you're just calling excellent plays and these players aren't pursuing it. Maybe the scheme is too complicated for him. Remember Greg Minuski a while back, you know, before we got rid of him, some players came out and said that his scheme was too complicated. Maybe Jack Del Rio's scheme is too complicated for one Jamin Davis. Okay, if that's the case, dumb it down for him. Lessen his role. Stop trying to give him so much to do. He's only 23, and he's not a... Everybody is not going to be Shaquille Leonard. Everybody's not going to be Devin White. They progress at different rates. Everybody isn't going to be a Micah Parsons. But as far as skill and as far as what suits him best... This guy to my left. To my left. That's the guy that suits him the best, man. Use Jamin Davis like Micah Parsons and see the results that you get out of him. And I think they're gonna be excellent results. He's shown that multiple times. Going back to last year in the Giants game. When he's rushing the quarterback, he's at his best. So use Jamin Davis like Micah Parsons. Again, not saying he's going to be as good as Micah Parsons, but try it. We're already thin at the edge rushing position right now anyway, so it can't hurt. But that's how I feel. That's what I think they're doing. I think they're putting them in the wrong position to be successful, and they need to do what would be best, and that would be to use him like an edge rusher, like one Micah Parsons. Move him all around the field, man. One play, have Jamin lining up on the edge. One play, have him standing up playing linebacker. One play, have him blitz from the A gap, B gap. Be creative with this guy. You have a unicorn, man. You have a unicorn, but that goes back to coaching. That goes back to coaching, but... Yeah, man, it's me, your boy Juan Gotti. Let me guys about this video in the comment section down below. Don't forget, in 2 weeks when Washington takes on the Cowboys, I will be hosting a watch party live from Martini's Bar and Lounge in Fort Washington, Maryland. The flyer will be all over the video, all over the community tab, all over my Instagram. So if you want to pull up, whether you're a Cowboys or Commanders fan, pull up and watch the game with your boy, man. So as always, me, your boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe, bell to Washington Commanders. Run over to 5,000 subscribers. So that subscribe button again if you haven't already. I'm out. Peace. Cross me one time, that's gonna get you popped. Get you poppin', get you driving. Slide on the one where they get you locked on. I ain't stopping till I get me an Audemars. Shots in his head.